What do you have in your mouth?
Nothing.
You aren't chewing gum?
No, anymore.
Don't be. Go over there and stand until somebody comes for you. Sit down. Now I'm going to give you a piece of advice. I don't need cute. I gave up cute when I was 18. And you'd better give it up now. Don't be a funny girl today. I'm not amused. I've had a bad night and you're going to have a bad day. Go over there and stand by her. Brown-eyed?
Brown-eyed.
Go right there.
Not doing too well, are we?
Don't walk in front of me. Go behind me and sit down. Haven't done well at all yet, have they?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, have we? What have we
It's a
done that's so
wonderful
wonderful?
world,
Oh, isn't
you
that?
know.
Yeah, what a bunch of bullshit. Go over there. Thank God.
Thank you.
Go there.
With 15 minutes gone, all 30 volunteers are now segregated.
Keep these people quiet. Keep these people orderly. If they get noisy, they will be ejected from the building.
The blue-eyed group is now isolated and out of earshot. The scene is set for the next phase of Jane Elliott's regime. Her plan is to get the brown-eyed group to turn against the blue eyes. But why? What is she trying to achieve? It was the 60s when Jane Elliott devised her exercise. She was a school teacher in a small, all-white American town. America in 1968 was a segregated country. Black Americans were dying, battling for their basic civil rights. When Martin Luther King was assassinated, it had a profound effect on Jane Elliott. She was determined to find a way to show her 8-year-old pupils what was wrong with racism.
You think you know how that would feel to be judged by the color of your skin? No, I don't think you would know how that felt unless you had been through it, would you?
She wanted them to understand how discrimination by something as arbitrary as eye colour is unfair and illogical, as it is to discriminate on the basis of skin colour.
How many in here have blue eyes? Okay, how many in here have brown eyes? It might be interesting to judge people today by the color of their eyes. I watched what had been marvelous, cooperative, wonderful, thoughtful children turn into nasty, vicious, discriminating little third graders. They were ghastly.
In race-torn America, Jane Elliott opened her students' eyes to overt racism.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm your resident bitch for the day.
Yay!
Yeah.
But as she prepares to unleash the full force of her provocative methods on these men and women, what will she reveal about modern, multicultural Britain?
We are going to inject live racism into these people in hopes that in the future they will decide not to let those things happen to other people. This exercise is an inoculation against racism. We can make a difference here today. When you do this exercise in a kind way, people think you're weak and they do not listen. Do I have your attention? Yeah. Do I have your attention? Oh yeah, damn right. And I intend to have your attention because there's nothing polite about racism.
The all-white blue-eyed group is now isolated in a holding room. At this stage, none of the brown eyes know Jane Elliott's true intentions: to turn them into a group willing to take part in humiliating the all-white blue eyes.
The purpose of this exercise is to let these nice blue-eyed white folks find out how it feels to be something other than white in the UK for 2.5 hours. They are not going to like it because I don't like them. They've already been abusive. They've already been belligerent. They've already tried to make a joke of something. Can you make a joke of racism?
No, I can't.
No, I didn't think so. Can you make a joke of racism? Can you make a joke of racism? Let me put it this way. You laugh and I'll change the color of your eyes so fucking fast you won't know what hit you. You got it? You get angry about racism?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
You do, all the time.
Yeah.
Why? Is there something wrong with you?
No.
No? Is there something wrong with racists?
Yes.
Damn right. If you want to see a decrease in the level of racism in your society, the first thing you have to do is let white people find out how it feels to be on the receiving end of it.
Jane Elliott's abrasive style is not to everyone's taste. Over the years, it has been criticised as bullying.
How do you feel about Jane's style and approach?
This is an educator, a teacher, trying to teach these people what it is like to feel discriminated against. And you think about adults being taught in that way. She's put them in a childlike position, which many people don't, well, nobody wants to experience that as an adult. So I do feel that some of her elements are quite harsh.
She's taking something that's been incredibly important to her in her personal life and in her role as a teacher, and she's saying, with this, I can powerfully demonstrate to a set of people what it's like to be the victim of racism and discrimination.
But brown-eyed adults are much tougher to bring into line than children, and Jane Elliott's style soon hits a nerve with some of the white volunteers.
What they learn today, they will either leave in this room or take out of this room in a very positive way.
But these people are people. You're assuming
Now,
that they're
what?
racist. You're assuming they've got a lesson to be learned. You know, we could be racist.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
No,
I'm
not
sure every
racist,
person
but
in
why
this
assuming
room.
that
Let me.
they-
You didn't listen to me.
You're assuming they've got a racist attitude just because they're blue-eyed.
If you live in the
That's what
UK,
you're saying. You're saying that they've got more to learn.
I just think the logic's a bit faltered to try and reduce discrimination and racism.
listen, Sonny. I
by
don't care
using
what you think.
discrimination and
I don't
racism.
care what you think. Do you understand that?
But isn't it kind of contradictory? To
Do
say
I give
that
a
they should
damn?
be treated differently
Do
to
I
you?
care?
Say-
You trade places with him right now.
Why?
Not because I told you to. That's the only reason you need. Go back there.
Yes, sir. Ma'am. Well,
Some of us white folks would rather not see white folks verbally, psychologically, mentally, and emotionally abused for a few minutes. Would rather not hear white folks described in an unpleasant way for a few minutes. Did you get that lesson? Did you get that message? Now, if you consider this exercise too evil for you to go through it, then you need to be somewhere else.
I would much rather be on the blue-eyed side than the aggressor side.
I don't care where you'd rather be. Now, are you going to cooperate or not?
I'm saying I would much rather be on the
I'm
receiving
asking
end
you
than
if
as
you're
an
going to
aggressor.
cooperate or not.
It's an exercise for them to understand this is what comes to you because of how you look. It's a learning
An
process.
exercise that removes choice and freedom and
But
autonomy.
you don't have a
from the
choice. I don't
individual.
have a choice to be a black woman. It was assigned to me when I came into this world, you are a black female.
choice that I'm talking about is a choice of whether I decide to be an aggressor, to be someone who marginalizes these people.
Look, wait a minute. I don't have time. I do not have time to convince this young man that what we're doing is all right. There's no way I'm going to convince him of that, and I'm not going to spend any more time on it. Get this young man out of here. Now, do any of the rest of you want to leave? Because here are your choices. You're either going to cooperate or you're going to leave. It's as simple as that. I don't have time for
You
this
can either
nonsense.
exercise
I
your
don't have
freedom,
time for this
or
nonsense.
you can marginalize yourself to that lady there. It's your choice.
What do you think's the effect of her throwing him out on the rest of them?
The majority of this group are committed to what she wants to do. And notably, it's the white members of the group who are uncertain about it and unhappy about it.
And now another one's walking out.
People in majority positions, powerful positions, the whites, for example, don't see there's a problem with racism. And it's a really fundamental problem. They just don't see there's an issue. And this is what we're getting here as well, is that the white people in this brown-eyed group are kind of saying, look, do we really need to do this? Is it really necessary? And she's trying to convince them, and the rest of the group are convincing them that it is necessary.
Now, if you think I'm being